There are such countless motivational nations around the planet doing their part to battle environmental change, and in the wake of scouring various reasons, we've picked our top choices, in no specific request, to impart to you for your future voyages. 1. Costa Rica. Costa Rica is ideal for investigating the normal world and climbing through thick rainforests. Costa Rica's obligation to ensuring and safeguarding nature is appeared by its utilization of 95% environmentally friendly power sources all through the country. The nation has likewise been devoting more than 25% of its territory to public stops and holds, showing that you can stay prosperous while as yet regarding nature. There are numerous approaches to encounter ecotourism in Costa Rica, and remaining in extraordinary compared to other ecolodges when out traveling to Costa Rica considers 1. Top 3 activities. Isla del Coco. A secured public park and totally uninhabited island off the Pacific shore of Costa Rica is home to a rambling rainforest brimming with different verdure. It's an ideal spot for nature darlings to proceed to investigate. Additionally intriguing is that since the island has no association with the territory, most species discovered are totally endemic to the island. Monteverde is a modest community in Costa Rica that was a colossal kickstarter in the eco-travel insurgency. It's where you can be enlivened by their plenitude of environmentally friendly power fuel sources and natural cultivating techniques. Public Geographic called Monteverde, the gem in the crown of cloud woodland saves. Corcovado National Park. Located on the Osa Peninsula, it's been said that the timberlands of Corcovado in Costa Rica arrive at statures like that of the Amazon and is home to a different plant and creature life. Ecological fans will appreciate exploring, bicycling, and passing through rainforests, mangroves, fields, and cascades. From monkeys to parrots to the ocean turtles, the Corcovado National Park is an eco-hero's jungle gym. 2. New Zealand. The dazzling mountain reflections on the actually waters of Lake Matheson are only one of a few wonderful scenes in New Zealand committed to being 100% off non-renewable energy sources before 2025. New Zealand is a country that all ought to seek to resemble. While New Zealand might be partitioned into 2 distinct islands, the enormous wealth of wind and geothermal power is the thing that's forming their future. Not exclusively does the nation have an enormous spotlight on efficient power energy, however it has consistently treated nature with the most extreme regard. Not astounding that this country has the absolute most amazing scenes you'll at any point find, from mountains to valleys to immaculate seashores, and a lot more common miracles. Top 3 activities. Mount Cook National Park displays New Zealand's most celebrated scenes of turquoise lakes, tough mountains, frigid ice sheets, and marine saves that New Zealand has to bring to the table. It additionally has probably the most noteworthy top at more than 12,000 feet high. Poor Knights Islands. While from over the water this zone of New Zealand may not look terrific as it is the remainders of an old fountain of liquid magma, the delight of the Poor Knights Islands is submerged. Take a jump submerged or snorkel to see the plenitude of corals, bright fish and delightful vegetation. Make certain to ask local people for the story behind the helpless knights, revile on the territory. Tapu Geothermal Reserve. New Zealand is very notable for its wealth of geothermal movement that makes a lot of its power. Travelers can likewise appreciate the miracles and delight of the geothermal action from seeing pools of bubbling water, steam ascending from breaks everywhere on the recreation center, fountains heaving water into the air, and surprisingly the dynamic Taupo spring of gushing lava. 3. Singapore Nurseries by the Bay is a rich nature park traversing 250 sections of land. It is perhaps the most well-known vacation destinations in Singapore. In the event that you need to encounter extravagance in a top-notch city while as yet staying near nature, at that point this nation ought to be your first pick. An excursion to Singapore permits you to encounter a tropical rainforest really inside as far as possible. The nation canvassed by half in secured land additionally parades perhaps the most walkable urban areas on the planet, which permits you to zero out the greater part of your fossil fuel byproducts while remaining here. Top 3 activities. Gardens by the Bay is perhaps the most visited regular parks in Asia with its notable super trees. The Flower Dome alone contains in excess of 10,000 sunflowers. The social space is one of Singapore's most eco-accommodating shopping spaces and has a bistro, nail salon, retail territory, and refillery, which permits you to top off family things like cleaners, cleansers, and others by utilizing your own refillable containers, focusing out the misuse of plastics. Marina Bay Sands isn't just known for its reality-renowned plan with the endlessness pool across top of each of the three structures, yet what a great many people don't know is its obligation to being naturally cognizant. The structure was worked with an insightful administration framework that controls the warming, lighting, and water, yet in addition has its own water reusing framework and regenerative lifts that re-establish 40% of its power on the outing down. 4. Iceland. Iceland, a pioneer in green administration, is perhaps the best spot to see the northern lights despite the fact that Iceland lies in the coldest environment zone. The nation is focused on being quite possibly the most Earth-cognizant nations on the planet. It uses its bountiful geothermal assets for power as well as for heat in those frosty cold months. Iceland is likewise a world chief in sea cleanup and feasible fishing resources, which are both critical in the generally speaking worldwide picture. Top 3 activities. The Northern Lights is quite possibly the most well-known regular marvels of the world, and you will probably see them here in Iceland. For the best odds of seeing the Northern Lights, you should visit between late September to March, in spite of the fact that they can likewise be seen during different months, only not as energetically. Natural underground aquifers may seem as they don't have a place in this frozen country, yet these geothermal pools are littered all over the nation, giving a warm retreat from the frigid virus winters. Whale watching might be questionable in different territories of the world, however in Iceland, this untamed life hobby is finished with deference for the whales by not pulling in them by taking care of strategies, yet rather hanging tight for them to appear and both terrify and energize you. It additionally is an incredible method to reward the insurance of whales by giving your money-related help. 5. San Francisco, USA. Stowe Lake at Golden Gate Park is a man-made lake and green space region in San Francisco. San Francisco has acquired the title of the most eco-accommodating city in the USA. It's not actually an astonishment considering California is driving the battle for environmental change in lieu of an Earth-wide temperature boost and is executing probably the most grounded enactment to tidy up the country. San Francisco has effectively got its prohibition on plastic containers and sacks and is attempting to be one of the solitary states in the USA that will kill the utilization of coal energy creation inside the following not many years. Top 3 activities. San Francisco's Veggie Lover cafes offer food varieties that are both dependably developed and collected with harmless to the ecosystem techniques. A portion of our top picks incorporate the Gracias Madre and Café Gratitude, both in the Mission District of San Francisco. Twin Peaks has 2 little mountaintops in the core of the city that you can walk or bicycle up to the top, or drive. However, please, we're going eco-accommodating here, and see a 360-degree perspective on the city beneath. California Academy of Arts and Science. If you're visiting San Francisco, you're probably going to visit the Golden Gate Park, which is home to the California Academy of Arts and Science, which has a living rooftop, loaded with plants. The whole structure is worked in view of plants and manageability. The 2-section of land plot of land is home to over 1.7 million plants. In addition to the fact that this is a wonderful spot to see, it helps the city by absorbing right around 2 million gallons of water every year from storm runoff.